Hey guys, I am here with Clint Moore from Art Chaos. They are about to battle it out with Infamous for that other spot in the champions bracket for the West Coast Open. This is going to be one crazy game. Now, you guys have gone 3-1 in the prelims. You won 3 games, but I noticed that you had a lot of slow starts. You gave the momentum to the other team. You were able to get it back and win those matches, but why do you think you were having trouble getting the momentum initially?
I just think we've come into this event a little bit flat. We haven't brought our A game this weekend, but today's the day to step it up and come out and give Infamous a game and take the win.
We haven't been able to see Infamous play just yet, obviously, and you guys have scouted them, you've seen them play, so what are you expecting from them going into this match?
An Infamous game, tough game, aggressive. It's just going to be a fight.
Have you noticed specifically any mistakes that they've been making that you hope maybe they make here and give you the advantage?
I think there's a few they've made, but we've made a few, so I think it's going to be a very tight game.
What were the mistakes you guys have made?
I'm not going to tell you this.
You're not going to tell me? They're not hearing this.
No. We'll see.
All right, we'll see. Art Chaos versus Infamous coming up. We'll see who can bump up to the champion bracket.
So 2 heavyweight teams are about to throw down to see who's going to move up into the Champions Division and who is going to stay in the Challengers Division for the West Coast Open. Remember, go to pspevents.com and sign up August 8th through the 10th. It's a great event. And it's going to be in Riverside, so in August. So not a lot of rain in Riverside in August. So here we go. I'm Matty Marshall alongside Todd Martinez and Chris Lasoya. This is the 2014 PSP Chicago Open. And the team you're looking at right now on your screen, LA Infamous, they won this event 2 years ago. And they won it in dramatic fashion in overtime against a couple of the guys that are facing them downfield right now who used to play for the Russian Legion. So this is a huge matchup. I cannot overstate the importance of this matchup as far as the professional division is concerned. And Infamous gets a terrible start to start the game. So blowing it immediately, Infamous has a player walking off. I think it's Drew Templeton, Todd.
Yeah, Drew Templeton just started early. I think another horn went off and he just broke out, turned around, started shooting, so he got pulled right away. But they do shoot Mishka on the break and he comes walking off. Axel Godin starts attacking the snake side right away. He goes right into snake 2. He's got Alexander Bierdnikov behind him. Brad McCurley getting into the snake with Zach Patient right away. Brad McCurley catches a bouncer on top of the head. Damian Ryan over here in the snake side can. He's looking across the field, covering that Dorito side. Just Callie Rudolph.
Oh, and Callie takes a core sample and clears it out immediately. He's going to try to take a moment to swab his barrel out.
But Axel Godin having gun problems right now. Axel Godin, he's in snake 2 right now, taking off his loader.
Yeah, so Axel Godin's doing a little surgery on his gun right now. It's also, is that Zach Patient? That is Zach Patient. So Zach Patient in the snake right now for Infamous. He's got a back player right behind him.
Damian Ryan tries to make a fill from the snake side can up to the Dorito side can, and he gets picked off. Looks like Fedorov dives into the 50 Dorito for Art Chaos. Brad McCurley gonna try and pick him up. As soon as Axel Godin gets his gun back up, he goes standing up into the snake 3 and he gets chopped up. So just Bierdnikov over here now for Art Chaos. Fedorov over there in the 50 Dorito for Art Chaos. 2 bodies left alive for Infamous in the snake. Zach Patient looking to take off and go attacking that Dorito side corner. Looks like Sergey's up there in the Dorito side corner.
Oh,
Zach Patient gets dominance.
Yeah, he's in a bad spot right now, Todd.
Yeah, he's going to tuck down and look on the inside. Brad McCurley, and here comes Bierdnikov on the inside.
Oh, look at that move.
Oh, he got both of them.
Oh my God, the 2012 Top Gun Award winner, Alexander Bierdnikov, just ran a clinic on Brad McCurley and Zach Patient right now, who are both going to walk off just shaking their heads and wondering how the hell that happened. And Bierdnikov is going to run down the last player, so Wow, that was an incredibly impressive performance. Bierdnikov was in a terrible spot, looking at 2 guns in front of him. But a couple quick snapshots, and he is able to take this first point here for Art Chaos after Infamous looks strong on the snake side. So, holy Alexander Bierdnikov, what an amazing job. 4-pack, 4 confirmed kills for Bierdnikov as Art Chaos takes a slight lead here, 17:34 to go.
I'm really surprised that Zach Patient stopped. I mean, he comes up, he's trying to do the creep. He had the advantage and had the jump on Bierdnikov, but didn't keep going.
Well, he didn't go after Bierdnikov. He went after Sergey in the Dorito side corner. So as he came across the gap into the 50, he had his gun up on that corner. And it wasn't until Bierdnikov came around that side that he kind of picked him up, but Bierdnikov already had his gun up to shoot patient. And then McCurley had his gun down when Bierdnikov came through the middle, wasn't able to pick up Bierdnikov coming down the highway.
Man, what a move, though.
Yeah, that was not a lot of guys can stay that composed in those bad situations. When you're in a spot, things start to get rattled. You know there's a lot of guys in front of you. Some guys just mentally cave, even good players, because of that low percentage play that is in front of you. But Malloy, Alexander Bierdnikov, they call him Malloy, and man, he didn't get rattled at all. He just was like, okay, I'm gonna have to win some gunfights here, and he did. And so now the next line for Los Angeles Infamous is going to head on the field. Nicky Cuba, Corey Bornstein, Bobby Aviles, Zach Wake, and I think that's Callie Rudolph.
Yeah, and there's a bad start for both teams, except Drew Templeton is the only one that wasn't able to tag back up because he pulled his gun and started shooting. So
Tough break for Infamous on that first point, but a small mistake. See if they can get it back right here. Even this game up at 1-1 as Art Chaos takes the early 1-0 lead.
Yeah, it's actually Corey's brother, Jason Born. So both Bornstein brothers, the new pickups for Infamous this season to help strengthen their roster and definitely help them win the first event in Dallas. And that is how competitive it is in the PSP. The team that won the first event in Dallas in the Champs Division got relegated at the second event, and now they have to play Art Chaos to just even try to have a chance to play in the Champions Division. So here we go, split screen breakout. Art Chaos is on your right. And Art Chaos losing a body, 2 bodies off the break, dropping for Art Chaos. No one on the snake side for them. Here comes Infamous, Bobby Aviles, Big Phil, and it looks like Infamous loses 2 bodies as well.
Infamous loses Nicky Cuba and Zach Wade coming down here to the snake side, but they also shoot those bodies, so that's going to allow Bobby Aviles to have the whole snake side to himself. Is he going to be able to wrap around and get a shot on the can? Pulls his gun up as there goes Fedorov, who came out the back center into the snake side can. He gets shot in the back. Bobby Aviles all the way on Art Chaos' side of the field right now. He's going to crawl all the way to the end and get a shot in on the Art Chaos player. Looks like Mishka over there in the Dorito 1. Bobby's just got to make sure not to give a free kill away. Allow his Dorito side players to be alive and draw some of the guns, give them some time to get up the field. But 2 bodies left alive for Art Chaos. Bobby Aviles make this shot count.
Bobby Aviles using every inch.
Oh, there it is. Bobby Aviles getting the shot in on Mishka. He's going to go running off the field out of that Dorito 1. So good heads up play right there by Bobby Aviles to take the snake once the side cleared, and then dip all the way over into Art Chaos' side of the snake and be patient and get those kills across the field. So Infamous getting back in this game.
Yeah, no, he's playing very, very well, man.
And what helped, it was definitely some of that off-the-break shooting from Infamous. But, Art Chaos had some off-the-break shooting themselves. Fedorov and Mishka Kiesnev shot Wake and Cuba, but Cuba shot Bierdnikov before he came off. But the Bornstein brothers and Bobby Aviles were left alive to finish it up. Bobby Aviles, 2-pack for him. And Jason Bornstein getting a kill as well, too. So that is going to even up the score 1-1 with 15:58 to go. And it's not a bold claim to think that these 2 teams are going to just continue to throw down on each other. So it's kind of tough to call who is the favorite in this, because these teams, Art Chaos and Infamous, haven't really performed up to their potential, at least at the last event. Infamous absolutely did, which is why I would give the advantage to Infamous in this game. But, Art Chaos, you want to talk about hunger, they got a lot of pressure on them, man. There's a lot of expectations for the Art Chaos crew coming into this season. They have not lived up to those expectations, and to stay in the Challengers Division. Now, with the lineup that they have, Todd, it's just a matter of time until they get it together. I'm not sure what the missing link is over there, but there's something's not right. I don't know exactly what it is, but they lost the game yesterday. That was in a downpour, but they lost every game in the last event. So, and Infamous won the first one. So you got to give the slight advantage here to Infamous.
Yeah, you know, as long as they can stay out of the penalty box, that's the only thing that's going to kill either one of the teams.
Yes.
I think the talent level on both of them is definitely equal. If there's no, I think it's going to be a great heads-up battle as long as it's a heads-up battle and not 4 and 5.
And it's crazy to say, though, but even with the experience that is on Infamous, you'd almost have to give the experience to Art Chaos, just because they have, they have Misha Kiesnev, Konstantin Fedorov, and Alexander Birnikov on the same team and playing in the big leagues again. And those 3 players alone, and when you add in Sergei Sonaiskov,
and Lukashuk's been playing big.
And you got Axel Godin too, Those two, Lukashuk and Godin, don't have a lot of experience, but highly talented players. Looking at Art Chaos there. Let's see this break.
And 3 hard to the Dorito side for both teams. With Zach Wake going to get into the 50 snake right away. Bobby Avila's coming right in behind him into that snake 1. Definitely attacking hard right away. Nicky Cuba over there in that Dorito side can. He's dumping tons of paint towards the snake side. He's looking to make a move. All bodies alive for both teams. Tons of paint in the air off the break. Here comes Lukashuk getting shot out of that snake corner right away. Bierdnikov gonna fill from that can into the snake side temple. So on an island by himself over here again, Alexander Bierdnikov, Nicky Cuba, he's gonna bump from the Dorito side can all the way down to the snake side can, get in there alive. So heavy body advantage. Fedorov getting clipped trying to make that bump up into the Dorito side temple. And here come the Bornstein brothers on the offensive. Jason Bornstein up into that Dorito side temple. Corey Bornstein behind him. Zach Wake in the 50 snake, but backed up off of it, trying to get a shot on Mishka in the Dorito side can for Art Chaos.
And here
Alexander Bierdnikov going back and forth in that snake side temple.
Todd, Nicky Cuba coming in, tripling up now in the snake is Los Angeles Infamous. Cuba is right behind Bobby Avilas, who is right behind Zach Wake. And there goes Zach Wake through the mud and muck, able to get in past the 50-yard line, which is going to shift the guns even more and shift those angles. That's going to let Bobby Avilas and Nicky Cuba, but Nicky Cuba catches one. That's going to even it up a little bit here. It's now 3-on-4. But still, Zach Wake has the ball, man. He is, if he just looks across, well, he can't look across, but if he backs up a little bit and looks across, he can shoot the back of, I think that is Mishka Kiesnev over there on the D side of the field.
Yeah, Mishka and Fedorov still alive over there as Bierdnikov tries to make the same move down the inside. Sergey was that first body that came off the Dorito side, and here comes Jason Bornstein down the middle of the field, and he is going to bunker out Fedorov and Mishka, as Infamous really did a good job of controlling the snake side of the field, getting 3 bodies, loading them up over there.
Nice work.
And really forcing the hand of Art Chaos down the Dorito side.
Todd, nice work by the bearded brothers, the Bornstein bros, just getting it done on the D side right there, man, for Los Angeles Infamous.
Bearded Bornstein brothers putting in some work over there. Man, that must be fun to play side by side by your brother, just gunning up, doing work for Infamous. Putting another point on the board. They're going to go up 2-1 in this game. Everything we expected it to be so far.
Absolutely, man. When I heard that Art Chaos and Infamous were going to play each other in the semifinals of the Challengers, I thought this was going to be the final game. I thought this was going to be the 4:05 game Sunday afternoon, but no. Last night found out after we ran for the hills, ran for the bunkers rather, to stay away from the crazy weather that was hitting us. At the end of the day, we luckily got all the games in. But let's check out this replay here. But when I found out these two teams were playing each other, I was like, oh my God, that is going to be a crazy one. And you see there's Zach Wake, who is the MVP of the Dallas final matchup, and such a resurgent performance from him in 2014 so far. And then here comes Jason Bornstein, takes out one, switches to the next one, and takes that guy down too, taking out Fedorov and Mishka. So nice work by Infamous to take a slight lead here, 2-1, 13:51 to go in this matchup. Checking out Infamous, spilling back out on the field, sending 5 more bodies to play here in this race to 7 points.
Yeah, sending the same squad back out again that has won these last 2 points. If it's working, keep going with it. Bobby Avilas, Nicky Cuba, the bearded Bornstein brothers coming out again. That Dorito attack. And Zach Wake. So, see if they can go for 3 in a row. This Infamous squad. Art Chaos going 3 heavy towards the, actually nope, even spread across the field. Infamous once again going 3 heavy to the Dorito side. Nicky Cuba shooting hard towards the snake. And the first body to drop is going to come out of the middle for Art Chaos. Fedorov getting shot out of that back center. Art Chaos making a move into Snake 2. Going to back up into Snake 1, shooting Nicky Cuba, who is stacked up in the Dorito side can with Corey Bornstein. Bobby Aviles once again seeing the opening, coming into Snake 2. He's got Zach Wake behind him in the Snake side corner.
Pantaleave into Snake 1 for Art Chaos. Even on the body count, both teams 4 bodies alive. Uh-oh. It looks like bodies coming off over for it looks like Corey Bornstein comes off.
Both
It's
brothers.
Nicky Cuba. Uh-oh. It's not looking good for Infamous all of a sudden. No one on the D side for them.
Sergei Stolnishkov charging down the Dorito side for Art Chaos. He is up there in that 50 Dorito. Pantaleev gonna launch through the highway. Does Bobby get a shot on him?
Yeah,
he does,
he does.
and Bobby is still alive.
Yeah, Bobby able to chop up Pantalev, throws his body away. And it's now 3-on-2, it looks like. Bobby, let's see if Bobby can drop in another shot or a direct drive here. Is he going to get run down? He gets taken out, but he trades out with Fedorov.
Now it's a
And
one-on-one.
Stolnishkov, it's a one-on-one right now.
Oh my God, this is exactly what we thought we were going to see out of these teams. It's now Mika Kiesnev and Zach Wake who are going to play in a one-on-one here. Can Art Chaos, can Mishka tie it up here by shooting Zach Wake out, or is Zach Wake going to give his team a 2-point lead here? Zach in that back bunker on your screen right now. Snake side, Mishka on the D side of the field, over towards the scoreboard in the PBA stats tower. And there's Mishka. There's Zach Wake. Zach Wake looks a little bit calmer than Mishka.
Oh, and Zach Wake gets a shot in on Mishka.
Yeah, way to go, Zach Wake. And you know what? He was back in the first tournament in Dallas.
Well, didn't Mishka win? I don't know if he won, but he made it to the fight. I think he did. I think he won the last one-on-one in the Millennium.
The one-on-one tournament? Yes.
Yeah,
he did.
Mishka won. So Zach Wake just defeated the European one-on-one champion right there to send Infamous up 3-1. That was a huge shot for Zach Wake.
Well, that was a 4-on-2 situation right there.
Bobby Aviles and Zach Wake, baby.
And Bobby Aviles even it up. Zach Wake coming in clutch, winning that one-on-one for LA Infamous. Here's Bobby Aviles. He's going to pick up Pantaleev. Pantaleev didn't know Aviles was there. Bobby picks him up. And then now it is a 3-on-2. Sergey, you're going to check that replay one more time. Coming down the wire, Bobby's going to trade out. And right then, Zach Wake shoots Sergey out of that 50 Dorito. And then Mishka jumps across over into that 50 Dorito as well. Here's the trade out one more time. So Bobby Aviles doing his job, getting 2 kills. And then Zach Wake shooting Sergey. And then winning a crucial one-on-one, giving themselves a 2-point lead now. So 3-1, 11:56 left to go. Infamous over Art Chaos. We'll be right back after these messages.
We all know what it's like. Trying to keep a complete set of Allen keys is near impossible in the paintball world. The Vanquish system makes it easy. You only need one for everything. One key, one gun, one company. My name is Nicky Cuba. I play for Team Infamous, and the Vanquish brings my game to another level.
So we're back here, 2014 PSP Chicago Open Challengers Division semifinal matchup. Big move by Damian Ryan all the way up into the center. And let's see if he can drop some bodies. 2 bodies coming off on the Snake side for Art Chaos.
3 actually, all 3 coming off on this side.
But Damian Ryan's
Look at
still
Damian
alive.
Ryan. Gonna get blown to pieces. He lost the guy. He went to the Dorito, Matty. But
yeah, but
too little, too late.
But Chris, Damian getting that far, and look at all those purple jerseys coming off right now, and quick work by Infamous.
And Damian Ryan is telling me about that move last night. He said, I'm going to drop this on somebody. I'm going to run up to the middle of that, to that inside tower on the Dorito side. I'm going to shoot the wide guy. Then I'm going to peel off the Snake side. And then I'm going to run through on the Dorito side, calling his shot. Said it was going to happen. Way to pull it out of the bag here, 3-1. And now getting that 4th point, giving them a 3-point lead over Art Chaos, and really commanding this game and really taking control of the momentum here.
Todd, like you said, calling a shot. Damian Ryan, 3 confirmed kills for him in that point, and we have seen Damian Ryan really become one of the preeminent players in paintball. the past couple seasons and helping his team put another point on the board here. 4-1 the score. And Art Chaos, they've got to get something going here. If not, if they continue to let Infamous cannonball down the field and shoot players off the break, that's, I think, the key thing right now for Infamous. One, they're executing, and we talked about that earlier. You have to execute on this field. Everyone knows what's going on this field. But now a little curveball thrown by Damian Ryan on that up the center play. You know, we have never, no one has done that but Damian Ryan so far. We've seen a couple guys get in the center, but no one's had a complete run through with 3 kills, just like Damian Ryan did to send his team up by 3. You look at this replay here. There's Damian Ryan, top portion of your screen. He's still alive. He's already got 2 at this point. I think he's already actually got his 3rd kill because he got chopped up by the last player left alive over there. But when you do that, though, what that does is everyone, of course, is forced to react to your move. You are playing the aggressor. They are reacting to you. You are acting. They are reacting. And that allows the rest of your guys to get up into those crucial spots and seal the deal. So, our Chaos, talk about backs to the wall. They do not want to have to spend another tournament down in the Challengers division with the lineup that they have.
No, not at all. But, I mean, this is a field where people can get back into the game really quickly. Let's see what Art Chaos is going to pull out of the bag now as they go 3 hard to the snake side. Damian Ryan once again going up the middle of the field. Alexander Bierdnikov recognized it. He's going to come get Damian right away and not give him an opportunity.
And he's still alive, too.
And Bierdnikov is still alive, standing on the front of the A.
Well, Bierdnikov was like, he's like, all right, Damian, you're going to do that. I'm going to do the same thing. Except he's playing it a little slower, and then now he's going to launch. Still, nobody's picking him up, and it looks like finally somebody gets a shot in on him, and Brad McCurley begging for a penalty, not getting it. Bierdnikov does his damage. Just Zach Patient left alive here in the snake.
Yeah, and coming down the far side of Doritos, here comes Art Chaos down the far side. Look for them to get around behind Zach Patient. He's going to be forced to shoot sideways and get bunkered out by Art Chaos. Here it comes.
And there goes Lukashuk getting Zach Patient out, making sure he was extra dead.
God, yeah, extra super duper dead
right there.
And
well, I would too.
Zach Patient is going to have to maybe go get a new lens after that shellacking.
You know, but yeah, tit for tat, man. You got to stay close, because if they don't stay close, LA Infamous will take off with this game.
Yeah, I mean, Damian Ryan went for the big one again, but Bierdnikov recognized it and came right through, got Damian. I wonder if Damian was looking outside. We can't see because of the way that the A is turned. I wonder if Damian was looking outside and Bierdnikov got him in the back, but he ended up on Infamous's side of the A and was just looking. Nobody picked him up, so he just launched right through the middle and went and got Brad McCurley. But, you know, Infamous has been doing a good job of shooting Art Chaos's snake side out early. Here's that move right there, Damian, and we lose him. But here comes Bierdnikov, and then Chaos, and then a little Russian guy pops out the other side.
And he was actually standing up right there. He was.
Yeah. And here comes Lukashuk jumping over the top, bunkering out Zach Patient. So, you know, Infamous has been doing a really good job of shooting Art Chaos's snake side on the break. These first few points, we've yet to see Art Chaos really have a good, solid snake presence over here, getting in the snake. You know, we've talked about how important it is all events so far. You know, the teams that are winning, the teams that are in the Champions Finals. We've watched Houston Heat with Ryan Moorhead and Chad George coming up later. We watched Keith Brown and Daniel Holiday from Damage play some really solid paintball. Ironman with Alex Goldman running that snake. And then, of course, Edmonton Impact. So here's the Challengers playoff bracket. VCK over Red Storm in overtime, 6-5. VCK going to be moving on to the Champions Division for PSP Riverside. And then Infamous right now taking on Art Chaos. Infamous with a 4-2 to lead. Went on a 4-0 4-point run right there. So Art Chaos getting back in it.
Split screen breakout, Infamous on your left, Art Chaos on your right. Heavy guns up for Chaos. They do get out wide, though, after an initial stutter step to get that first lane out, and it looks like 5 players alive for them. They take out Bobby Aviles for Los Angeles Infamous and Zach Wake. So no one on the snake side, not even close to the snake side. There's 3 players left alive for Los Angeles Infamous, but they are all on the D side, and Nikki Cuba is going to have to try to find a bunker here if somebody comes down here on the snake side for Chaos. And then Nikki gets shot trying to ghost out there in the open area. So Corey Bornstein also gets tapped out. His brother Last player left alive, fighting for his life. Not going to be able to do it, and he gets eliminated. So what another quick point here by Art Chaos, pitching a shutout in that point. 5 players alive for them. We got ourselves a 1-point game.
So if you thought Fedorov and his boys were going to lay down, you were sorely mistaken, because here comes Art Chaos charging back with 2 quick points. 9:38 left to go here, still lots of time. I have a feeling this is going to be a back-and-forth battle all game. This is the way that it was billed. Infamous, though, still with that 1-point lead. They're not a team that's used to taking, long runs, taking on them. So expect them to make some adjustments and come right back. They've been going really heavy up to that Dorito side. And if they don't get those kills, then, it can be tough doubling up that Dorito side can. But Art Chaos right now, past couple points, doing a better job than Infamous. Shooting out those snake bodies, getting 2 kills early. And you have Fedorov standing in that snake side can, just railing his gun. It's going to be hard to fill out over there. So there you have Fedorov on your screen. Infamous with a 1-point lead. We'll be right back after these messages.
Going into these events, equipment's what matters. On our team, we're so talented. My job has fallen into like a role player's position. In order for Kyle or Brandon or Alex to make these moves, they need support so that we can win the tournament. And that's what I'm doing with this LV1. I'm able to go to a spot and get a lot of drop shots on people.
In the breakout, Art Chaos 1 point away here from tying it up against Infamous. Infamous loses a body off the break. Damian Ryan coming off. They lose another one. Art Chaos loses a body as well, too. The seesaw break off the break battle that we've watched play out in this game. So hard to stay alive here off the break when you're either Art Chaos or Infamous facing these guns.
Geez, Brad McCurley also taking the walk very, very quickly after, but coming down the snake on your screen right there, coming all the way down, Alexander Berdnikov.
And Fedorov coming in. Right behind him, Drew Templeton and Kevin Rudolph in those 2 Doritos over there. Getting really small, gonna get even smaller as Berdnikov comes all the way down to Infamous's side of the snake. Drew Templeton gonna try and back up and get a shot in, but just gonna make it easier for Berdnikov as he is just standing at their side of the snake. Fedorov as well is gonna come through the middle. Here comes Sergey down the Dorito side, and just Kevin Rudolph is not able to get small enough into that mini Dorito. So,
man, that's
Art Chaos
2 unanswered
right
points.
Back.
3 unanswered points coming right back to tie this game up, Maddie, 4-4.
Wow, Art Chaos.
But it's what we expected.
We did expect this, but Todd, you called it, man. You said, look, if you were out there home watching like, oh, Infamous is killing them, Chaos is folding, but you were sorely mistaken. But I think a lot of people forget that. I mean, I'm hoping you're not forgetting. You obviously, a lot of people were calling that Art Chaos was just going to dominate the Champions division. But the guys on that team, man, I mean, these are multi-time world champions. The 2012 Top Gun Award winner, arguably the best player in the game, Konstantin Fedorov, on any given day. One of the best back players in Sergei Sonaiskov, and then the original OG Russian killer, the first guy ever to come out of that country and be recognized as a top-level, high, like one of the best in the business, Mikhail Kiesnev. And then now they have all this other talent. They have Axel Godin. They picked up Clint Moore from England. They have some Russian guys that they took off Moscow Red Legion. You talk about Lukashuk, and he keeps getting better and better. So, right now, Infamous, they've got to pick it back up. They've let Art Chaos get back in this game because Art Chaos's off the break shots have just been down, but they've been shooting guys off the break too. Art Chaos is just winning these close ones here by making those aggressive moves before Infamous. So with 8 minutes and 23 seconds to go, tied at 4 apiece. We'll be right back after this. Beautiful day here at CPX Sports Park in Joliet, Illinois. Matty Marshall, Todd Martinez, and Chris Lasoya. Our Chaos and Infamous play into a dead heat thus far. Out here on this muddy and mucky field. And the sun's now coming out, so it's going to start to get a little bit more humid. And on the breakout, now Damian Ryan going back to that center move. And it looks like, no, did
Nice
they get
shot.
out wide? No, yeah, so no one got out wide alive for Art Chaos, but Damian got taken out of there.
Well, he took two people, not two people with him, but it looks like only one comes off. So, and here comes Axel Golden getting shot out of the snake, but also Zach Wake coming out for Infamous. Bobby Aviles all alone on this side of the field, Todd.
Yeah, and it looked like the referee had called Clint Moore out, and then the other referee ran in there and called him clean, but Axel Godin still got picked up. Damian Ryan got up in the middle of the field. Clint Moore is that guy that he was going for right away after he shot the wide Dorito guy, but still 3 bodies left alive right now for Art Chaos. Sergey is up in that Dorito 1, and Clint Moore is still alive in that snake side can with Karslev here in the snake. Infamous still has Corey Bornstein and Callie Rudolph over there. Oh, here comes the move down the snake side. Bobby Avila is going to get taken out by Pavel Karslev. So a 2-on-2 situation right now. Clint Moore bumping out to the snake side temple. Corey Bornstein picks him up. And then Jason Bornstein, it's not Callie Rudolph, it's Jason Bornstein and Corey Bornstein on the field right now for Infamous in the Dorito corner and the Dorito side can.
So what are we looking at here? Looks like a 2-on-3 situation. Yeah, I think Bobby Aviles died, so it's 2-on-2 right now.
Yeah, Bobby Aviles definitely got shot out straight out the snake. But for the advantage, Clint Moore right now, who did get bounced by Damian Ryan on the break, has the advantage by being closer to the snake. Because they're both stuck on the top of your screen. You see 2 Infamous players stuck on the top of your screen, on the top of Dorito, and also the Bornstein brother sitting at that can.
So Jason and Corey, as Sergey makes the move, comes up from the Dorito 1 to the Dorito 2.
Todd, though, I think better field position right now for Chaos. They've spread the field. Clint Moore's alive over here, and if he can get into the snake.
Oh, it looks like Clint Moore might have got a shot in on Corey Bornstein, but Jason Bornstein going down the Dorito side. Is he going to trade out? He's going to trade out.
One-on-one right now. This is a crucial point right here.
Oh, and Clint Moore against Corey Bornstein. Another one-on-one, the second one-on-one we've seen so far this match. Both of these players have caught a bounce in this game, so both playing with house money.
Oh, God.
Who's going to cash it in?
Yeah, and right now, man, because it's tied up at 4 with 5 minutes and 52 seconds to go, this is a massive momentum swing here for is able to win this one-on-one. Is it going to be Clint Moore?
Oh, Clint Moore gets a shot in on the Bornstein brother on the wrist.
So Clint Moore, English player, playing on a Russian team, played with Nexus for years, came over to Art Chaos this season, and really he just earned his keep right there in the most important situation that Art Chaos has been in all year long. Because again, whoever loses this game is going to drop down to the, not drop down, but stay in the Challengers division. Because though we're watching Art Chaos play Infamous, that's how crazy the PSP is. This is the Challengers division. So the winner goes on and moves up, and not only do they go on to play to see who's going to win this event in the Challengers division against Houston VCK. Uh-oh, what do we got? We're checking out the replay here.
Yeah, and here he comes. Down the wire. This is where Karslev traded out with Bobby Aviles. So that was actually a good trade out for Art Chaos because that gave them the spacing that Clint Moore needed to spread out the field over here and get into the snake and, you know, put the pinch on Corey Bornstein. It was a good move by Jason Bornstein to break down that Dorito side once Clint Moore got into the snake to go trade out with Sergey to give his brother an opportunity at a one-on-one with Clint Moore. But, I mean, one-on-ones are tough. Sometimes the break goes your way, sometimes they don't. And Art Chaos right there getting that one-on-one, now up 5-4, 5:18 left to go in this game. We'll be right back after these messages.
Looking at Infamous on your screen, and they, after having a lead, big lead, 4-1 over Chaos, Art Chaos has just put up a bunch of unanswered points, and it is looking like Art Chaos, the momentum completely shifted this way, so massive point right now for Los Angeles Infamous. Drew Templeton, Corey Bornstein, Bobby Avilas, Damian Ryan, and Zach Wake on the field. Zach Wake in the snake right now on your screen, shooting cross field. No one dead from either team. Art Chaos has their top line in right now with the 4 superstars of Sergey, Mishka, Fedorov, and Malloy. And then they also have Pavel Lukashuk out there too. But no one in the snake right now for Art Chaos. Oh, but Zach Wake and a major penalty.
And I saw that coming out.
Zach Wake.
I was going to call it because what happened was Zach Wake gets clipped in that inside pod, and as soon as he gets in there, he pulled that pod out. That's definitely a major. He knew it was there. Unfortunately, the judge went in there and saw it hit him, and that's the pod he had pulled out. If he had pulled out another pod, maybe he wouldn't have got a major. But, man, I was just going to say I don't want to see this game decided by a penalty.
I was thinking the same thing after we watched that Aftershock game. Yeah, but right now, regardless, major penalty, so can Infamous fight through it?
There's still time.
Yeah, there's still time left, but not a lot. 4-10. Drew Templeton and Bobby Avilas are alive. They're spread. They've spread the field, and Art Chaos. But the thing is, Art Chaos, it doesn't have to do anything. They don't have to push forward. They're winning. So they have 4 bodies, only looking at 2 guys. Look for them to try to make no mistakes, and look for Infamous at some point once they get this penalty off. If it doesn't look like their guys have shot anybody, that horn is going to get blown, and we're going to restart.
Yeah,
and that means they concede the point. I'm sorry, Chris. Just so people out there, you can concede the point. It's a strategic move to try to make sure that you have the best chance of winning next point because Chaos doesn't have to move, Chris.
Yeah, but conceding the point is one thing, but you have when you're sitting there with a major penalty, you want to get that major penalty off. So your guy comes out of the box, you go 5 strong. 4 strong against Art Chaos is probably very counterproductive to the end result that you want to achieve. But I mean, like you said, man, for not wanting to go anywhere, they sure are far up the field. And here comes Art Chaos. Is that Berdnikov? Going to pinch out Drew Templeton? Oh, yes, he does. Right there on the side. And here comes Bobby. Now I blow it right about now so Bobby doesn't get beat up because you want to make sure Bobby's nice and clean.
Or do you wait it out so you can get as much time off that penalty as possible? I
don't think they really care right now. They're going up 6-4. They're 1 point away from victory and leaving Infamous in the Challengers division.
So after LA Infamous was up 4-1, Art Chaos went on a 5-point run to take a 6-4 lead. That major penalty definitely hurt right there at that last point.
And with that said, on the road to getting here, Art Chaos comes to the division 7-2 against CEP, 7-6 against Revo, 5-6, lost to VCK, but they were super down like 6 points to Thunder. Thunder got a couple majors, and they ran 6 straight points on Thunder to win that game 7-6. So the same thing is happening right now to these guys. So, I mean, they have it in them. They rally very, very well. So,
the question now is, can Infamous rally to get 3 points? Because that's what they're going to need if they're going to win this match. 3 minutes left to go. I fully expect to see some fast game plans.
Check out this replay real quick. Here's Berdnikov. So skillful at blocking people out as he puts a bunker between he and Bobby Avilas, shoots Drew Templeton, and then comes in and shoots Bobby Avilas. So Art Chaos right there.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate.
This is kind of what happened to Infamous at MAO to send them to the Challengers division. They're playing their relegation game against 187, and it's a tight game. They get a major at the end, and that's how they ended up in the Challengers division to begin with. So penalties just really hurting Infamous right now. And, there's still time as they're going to take a quick timeout, talk this over and try and figure it out. But, Art Chaos closed out that game, and Infamous still has 15 seconds left on that major. So Infamous 1 point away from losing this match. They're also going to have to fight with 4 bodies. So, we've seen them shoot multiple bodies on the break, a few points here, but they're definitely going to have to get that going and get it going quick.
I think that the Infamous would not have gotten that major if Zach Wake would have not have grabbed that 1 pod that he got shot in. Now, whether you knew it was there or not, that's a questionable call because you get clipped at the top. We've been seeing people get clipped on that top pod all day long, and yesterday and Thursday, Friday, the whole weekend for that matter. But when he pulls that pod out, the ref automatically in his mind thinks, oh, he knew it was there. He pulled that pod out. I mean, if he wouldn't even touch that pot, it would have been a minor. So it's just bad luck on that one.
Yeah, well, it still happened, so they're still fighting through that penalty. 15 seconds left on it. Let's check in with Lauren Kelly. She's down in the pits.
Hey guys, I am here with Konstantin Fedorov on the sidelines. You guys are up 2 points. You just had a pretty long group huddle and chant there. What were you guys talking about to close out this match?
So the thing is, like, we have 2 different squads, and this squad kind of young for us. And like, what we're focusing on is like we've been down like by 2 points, and we bring it up a little bit. So 6-4 right now because we start shooting our break and we go aggressive on the full field. So that's the main key. So that's what we're talking about in the pit real quick.
At one point, Infamous was up 3 points. What did you guys adjust to make sure that you could get those points and ultimately take the lead here?
So what I can say, we talked about this before, and we got this situation the previous game, prelims. And like, you know, they kind of make a score first, like 3 points, 4 points. It doesn't matter for us. We kind of warm up a little bit, but it's not like so. It's not a mean war, but I mean this is it, because this for us is like huge kick, and we start playing. So this is it.
All right. Well, we'll see if they can keep the leader, if Infamous can get a point and close this point gap.
Well, yeah, man, Konstantin Fedorov. They are 1 point away from victory here. So Infamous backs against the wall. Let's see what they're made of right now. Can they shoot somebody off the break?
And they lose a player. Here's another major penalty against Infamous, and that is going to seal the deal. There's no way they're going to recover from this game. It's impossible now. Everybody's stuck in this side of the field. Man, what a bad break. Here comes Damien out of the box, though.
Yeah, and this is, remember I was talking about fist fights? This is when
the guns come down and the boxing gloves come out.
Well, you know, and Corey Field is taking off his pack right now and seeing where he's hit. Yeah, that's too far away for us to even see. I have no idea.
Drew Templeton.
Drew Templeton?
Drew Templeton, I believe, is the one that
Drew
got the
Templeton
penalty.
got that going.
I was wrong earlier when I said you do the crime, you do the time.
Yeah.
I had it backwards.
Yeah.
They changed it this year to the other way.
Yeah, because I remember
That was my fault,
Oliver
yeah.
Lang spent like the whole game in the box. They lost the first game on Saturday because everyone else was getting penalties, and poor Oliver was spending all the time there. Here comes the run down the highway. So Art Chaos is trying to finish out this game here and move back into the Champions Division. And Infamous is...
It's going to happen.
Disaster has struck again for Los Angeles Infamous. They went 3-1. What a crazy year for Infamous. They won the first event in the Champions Division. Last event, they got relegated as they lost to 187 Crew in the relegation game. You know who the Icemen are in those relegation games? 187 Crew this year at least.
Well, they've had their fair share of relegation games themselves. They've had to win the Challengers Division to get back into the Champions Division twice already. So, I mean, experience is experience in those type of games.
Well, 187 is iced out Chicago, Aftershock, and Los Angeles Infamous. And then now it is Art Chaos slowly but surely walking that flag in to hang it up. And that is going to seal the fate of Los Angeles Infamous, as they are going to lose this game 7-4 with that Drew Templeton major penalty. Drew struggling in this match. So what a rough go for Infamous here, and you know they were really confident, as well they should be, in the Challengers Division, but they lost. Both these teams lost a game, which is when the paintball god spun the wheel. They ended up playing each other. So you see that major penalty, and Corey is walking off like, I cannot believe this is happening. And right as one goes in, the other one comes out, and Damian Ryan tries to get out wide. And it's realize, you know, look at it. I mean, he's fighting as hard as he can, but looking at a lot of bodies, he's not really in a good spot. And then you were looking at Art Chaos here, getting in the snake. Karslev.
And he's going to put the paint on Damien and go close that game out. So tough break here for LA Infamous.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough in the PSP, man. This is a hard, difficult trial, and you can see the frustration on their faces again, as they are now going to have to go to the West Coast Open and fight out of the Challengers Division. But they should, you know, you got to keep your heads up if you're Infamous. I mean, obviously they have a lineup they know can persevere. It's up to them, though. They have to play clean. They have to get everything together. And we saw it in Dallas. That's why it's so crazy that they won Dallas, and now 2 events here not looking good. But they are going to have to spend some time working on some things and tightening it up.
Yeah, and they will. I mean, they have a great roster across the board.
Yeah,
And,
great support too.
Those guys are going to be. There's going to be 2 or 3 hell weeks for those guys.
Well, let's check in with Lauren Kelly down on the sidelines before we head into the Champions Division semifinal matchups, Damage and Impact. Lauren, what do you got for us?
Hey guys, I am standing here with Axel Godin of Art Chaos. Congratulations, high five. You guys are coming back up to the Champions bracket. Now, I know you were sweating it a bit. That was going to be a really tough match. Besides the penalties, what do you think enabled you guys to get that win?
We were able to focus on not getting penalties. And we were really focused on the breakout. We make a lot of Gs on the breakout, which was, I think, very important for our game. And we managed to counter them when they tried to take the temple in the center. So I think that's what made the game.
Going into these final games, what do you think are going to be the big factors that differentiate between the teams who are successful and able to get that first place and the teams who aren't?
I think it's a lot about the breakout, because if you lose a guy on the snake side, people can just run down the snake and go to your snake side, so it's pretty hard. So I think this is what teams have to focus on.
Is there an easier way to get a player successfully into the snake side and avoid getting him shot? Is there any kind of game plan or strategy for that?
The 2 can in the center shooting in the back at the back center to try to remove the player in this area, but that's it. It's quite hard to stop them from shooting the snake here.
Now you guys are going to be battling for first place against VCK, who they beat you yesterday in your last prelim match. Do you think that you're going to have a better chance at beating them today? What were the factors that made you lose that?
Yesterday we had some penalties. The weather was terrible, and it just didn't come our way. So we will focus for the next game. This is the final, so let's go. Just focus.
All right, well, they will be battling for first place, and you will see them on the champion field at the West Coast Open. Next up, we have Damage versus Impact. Really important for one of them to win this, obviously, so stay tuned.